Occasionally, the film industry delivers a surprising and distinctive gem that arrives at just the right moment. Adapted from the Bryan Lee O'Malley graphic novels, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World initially struggled at the box office but later achieved significant success thanks to its unique visual style and clever humor, earning it a devoted fan base. Directed by Edgar Wright, the film stars Michael Cera as the titular character, Scott Pilgrim, who embarks on a mission to win the heart of his love interest, Ramona Flowers, portrayed by Mary Elizabeth Winstead, while battling her evil exes. With a runtime of 112 minutes, Scott Pilgrim's comedic journey of love has left a lasting impact, although some critics argue that it may lack certain elements to sustain audience engagement and may overstay its welcome. But before we get to the review, if you enjoy this type of content, hit the like button and consider subscribing to the channel. Also, hitting the notification bell will alert you when we drop new content. If you've already seen the movie and don't need a recap of the events, feel free to skip ahead to the film commentary section of this review. Now, let's get critical. In Toronto, 22-year-old Scott Pilgrim navigates his life as the bass player for the struggling indie band Sex Bomb while dating high school student Knives Chow. However, Scott's world is turned upside down when he encounters Ramona Flowers, an American delivery girl whom he had previously seen in a dream. Despite dating Knives, Scott becomes infatuated with Ramona, setting off a chain of events that leads him to confront her 7 evil exes. Along the way, Scott must navigate disapproval from his friends and family for courting Ramona and for his disregard of Chow. As Scott embarks on a quest to win Ramona's heart, he faces off against her exes in epic battles, including Hollywood actor Lucas Lee, superpowered vegan Todd Ingram, and others. Despite his initial success, Scott's journey becomes increasingly fraught with challenges and personal revelations. His frustrations mount, leading to a confrontation with Ramona about her dating history, resulting in their breakup. Undeterred, Scott continues to fight for Ramona's affection, even as she appears to reconcile with her final evil ex, Gideon Graves. Sex Bomb wins the battle of the bands and agrees to Gideon's record deal, with the exception of Scott, who resigns from the band in protest. Gideon extends an invitation to Scott to attend their performance at the Chaos Theater. Determined to win back Ramona's affections, Scott confronts Gideon in a showdown for her love, earning the power of Love's sword. However, the confrontation is disrupted when Knives intervenes, launching an attack on Ramona. In a moment of truth, Scott confesses to cheating on both women, leading to a fatal confrontation where Gideon kills Scott and Ramona unveils Gideon's manipulation. Using his extra life, Scott resurrects and returns to the Chaos Theater. Seeking redemption and closure, Scott reconciles with his friends and confronts Gideon once more, this time motivated by his own self-respect. After apologizing to Ramona and Knives for his transgressions and embracing his own flaws, Scott teams up with Knives to defeat Gideon. With Gideon's control broken, Ramona prepares to leave. Knives, acknowledging the end of her relationship with Scott, encourages him to pursue a fresh start with Ramona, marking a poignant moment of acceptance and growth for all involved. The film's eventual success can be attributed to its distinctive visual flair and quirky humor, which resonated strongly with audiences, leading to its cult following. Michael Cera's portrayal of Scott Pilgrim captures the character's awkward charm, while Mary Elizabeth Winstead brings depth and complexity to the role of Ramona Flowers. The film's fast-paced action sequences and imaginative storytelling, combined with its clever use of visual effects, contribute to its unique appeal. However, some critics have noted that the film's narrative may falter at times, with pacing issues that could potentially detract from the overall viewing experience. Edgar Wright's dynamic directorial approach injects humor into the film, characterized by subtle dialogue and visual cues that demand multiple viewings to fully appreciate. It's understandable why the film initially struggled at the box office, but later cultivated a dedicated fan base. This pattern of nuanced storytelling can be observed across much of Wright's work, including Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead, and other films, which similarly require repeated viewings to uncover their layered jokes and sarcasm. The film prominently showcases various notable locations across Toronto, Canada, making it arguably one of the most significant movies to be visibly set in the city. Wright emphasized the importance of immersing himself in the real locations, recounting how he toured each site with collaborator O'Malley upon arriving in Toronto. This first-hand experience, according to Wright, lent authenticity to the film's depiction of the city, creating a genuine sense of place. Wright took pride in preserving elements of Toronto's cultural landscape, such as capturing the original mural at Lee's Palace before its removal and reconstructing the interior of a historic bar for key scenes. Wright's adaptation of the comic-based story into cinema is commendable, with bold characters, vibrant colors, and exaggerated action sequences that pay homage to the comic book aesthetics. Despite receiving criticism for its excessive fight scenes and perceived lack of character cohesion, the film's nuanced layers offer more than meets the eye. While some doubt its potential beyond gamer culture, Wright's intricate storytelling transcends genre boundaries, offering universal themes of self-discovery and growth that resonate with diverse audiences. The film's satire, arcade-style visuals, and comic book flourishes serve as stylistic devices to navigate a narrative centered around flawed characters and the consequences of their actions. Through Scott Pilgrim's journey, viewers are confronted with the perils of pursuing desires without consideration for others, echoing a complex commentary on dating and personal identity. The story's sophistication lies in its exploration of unreliable narrators and moral ambiguity, challenging audiences to question their perceptions and embrace the possibility of self-improvement. Despite any criticisms, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World stands out as a bold and inventive film that defies convention. Its blend of humor, action, and romance, coupled with its stylized visuals and memorable characters, has solidified its place as a cult classic. Whether or not it fully satisfies all audiences, the film remains a testament to Edgar Wright's creative vision and ability to deliver a truly original cinematic experience. In my personal ranking, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World easily secures a spot in my top 10 favorite movies due to its quotability and relatability. As a gamer and movie enthusiast who was in my late teens and early 20s when the film was released, I acknowledge that I was part of that targeted audience. However, to counter any potential bias, I introduced the movie to my non-gamer wife, now in her late 20s, without her having any knowledge of how much I enjoy the film, and she thoroughly enjoyed it. The stellar cast featuring Kieran Culkin, Chris Evans, Aubrey Plaza, and Michael Cera contributes to the film's comedic brilliance and undeniable chemistry among the characters. Nevertheless, I recognize that the film's dry, satirical, and awkward humor may not appeal to everyone's taste, potentially causing the humor to miss the mark for some viewers. This humor factor constitutes a significant portion of the film's enjoyment. Despite this, the soundtrack stands out as a unique aspect of the film, featuring real musicians that construct a diverse soundscape encompassing pop rock, punk rock, alternative, and more. If you've ever been involved in a toxic relationship, exhibited emotional immaturity or distance, carried baggage from past relationships, and acted selfishly, you'll likely find this film pretty relatable. Ultimately, the film's cult classic status is well-deserved, earning it a critical rating of B+.
That's not cool.
Don't touch my phone.
Michael, that's not cool, man.
Fuck up, Jason. We're playing a game, man. Say cheese, baby.